down then.
Yeah.
I do remember. Yeah.
Or did I say
That's
it wrong? Is
I
that
did.
before?
Oh, it's fine. So many people do it. We have
Yeah.
an audio podcast where they say it at the beginning, every single episode, and people still do it.
So it's
McElroy.
McElroy.
Why isn't it spelled?
Because
McElroy
it's
then?
C and then the vowel.
Because of Ellis Island, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the way I understood it, if it has a vowel after the C, it's Mac. If it has a consonant, it's Mick. McDonald's, McElroy, McAfee antivirus.
oh, sure.
Yeah. That's the way I was told.
That's really good. But
I
I'm not
have
gonna
a
remember that.
Now-
degree in English and
Yeah.
linguistics, and I never thought of it.
Really?
Yeah, names don't usually end up kind of.
And they call you Stoner.
Stoner Gump.
Mhm.
My name's Daniel.
Okay.
That's the online moniker that.
It's Stoner Gump on all the things I have, so I just
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
This is also don't cuss, right?
Yes, we're not after 10 p.m. yet, so yeah.
Oh, really?
You got to keep it clean.
I can do that.
You're not gonna get.
I'm
like,
not.
They're not gonna
Not
find
that
you.
big of a swear word.
Yeah.
But
I don't do it.
A curse.
Yeah.
You know, cuss sounds like a bad word itself.
It does.
We talk about that a lot. We actually use it as a cuss word in our life.
Yeah.
A little cuss.
All right, we're good to go. All right. All right, everybody, we're here to start things up with the Building Vibrant Communities panel. Is everybody here to learn about building communities? Yes? All right. Look, we already got one because we're cheering together. That's what communities do, right? All right, good. Well, you're welcome to this little community down here at the Digital Media Track. We're happy to have you. I don't want everybody to forget the charity that we're supporting is NAMI. We've got this QR code up here. They support mental illness or support letting people know about mental illness. This particular Georgia chapter, we are DragonCon is matching up to $125,000 for that charity. So if you can donate, you should. It's really important.
I've got a hand. Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk like this. I got a handful of cookbooks with me. If anybody wants to come scan this, they're marijuana cookbooks. Teach you how to cook all kinds of wonderful things. Put in $25 and you get a signed book.
There we go. All right. Thank you for that.
Does it
Awesome.
come with marijuana?
There's no cops around.
We'll see.
You a cop, bro?
But anyway, we're glad to have you all here. We're going to do some learning about how to build communities, what these fine folks have done to get their communities to be great. I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Steven Adams. I do a podcast called Those Were the Days about old TV. And I run a network called Two Dorks TV. We have our own little community called the Legion of Dorks. It's primarily on Discord, where I've made some of the best friends of my life on there, all through podcasting, and it's been fantastic. But I'm going to go ahead and let Josh go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your community and what it's like.
Sure. Hey, I'm Josh Cooper. I'm a part of a family. We call ourselves Uploads of Fun. Those are my two sons, Jackson and Calvin. We make comedy online, and we call our fans the Goonie Gang, and they're the best fans in the world. So that's us.
I'm Stoner Gump. I teach people how to cook with the Lord's lettuce and do comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I'm Amanda Freeberg. I work for the McElroy family, who have thanks. Oh, neat. Cool. We have 7 or 8 different comedy podcasts of a variety of topics and stuff. And then I also have my own podcast called All's Fair in Lava and Floor. And it is a Floor's Lava fan podcast for the Netflix show. And so as far as like what I'm a lot more involved in having direct role in community building is that. But obviously I'm several orders of magnitude smaller than the McElroy's podcast. So I have a lot of experience at very different levels.
We can change that because we have all these people that would definitely subscribe to All's Fair in Lava and Floor if we asked.
That would be so awesome if they ever make another season. Oh, that podcast is going to be coming right back.
It's going to be the moneymaker. It's going to be coming in. Well, I'm so glad that you all could be here and spend an hour with us talking a little bit and helping educate folks. I do want to let y'all know we do have a microphone up front. If you have a question you want to ask, I'm going to prime the pump a little bit. But just after we get some info out there, if you think of something you'd like to have answered, you're more than welcome to step up to the mic, and we'll get that question answered for you. But I think the first thing I want to kind of ask is, when did you all figure out that you were you're building a community rather than just an audience. Like, where'd the difference come in, and how'd you kind of realize that and start working towards that, want that back and forth versus just people watching?
It's seeing them like outside of just you. Like you can see your communities working together with each other,
Mhm.
whether it's through your Discord, your chat rooms that you got. You'll see, because they're there for the same reasons. They all are, they're following you for the same reasons, following me for the same reasons, and so they're like-minded individuals for the most part. And so they build their own support systems within your community.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that did it for me for my very silly podcast was the fact that people were telling me about like listening to it with their kids and
wow.
and about like what that was like and how their kids would talk about fan theories about how they designed the Floor is Lava things, and having people talk about it outside of exactly like talking about it together, not just listening to my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And also I mean, also just like when you see people start to like develop their own stuff, where it's like, okay, so now we're gonna make like you've got your cookbook, like people getting together, sharing photos, I'm sure, and stuff like that. It's always so exciting to see. I don't know, things like that, things that live outside of whatever content you make.
Yeah, so people submitting like new things to you, like sending you tweets with art or that kind of thing, it kind of builds on it. Do you have any thoughts, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's twofold for me. At the beginning, it was just us trying to figure out what we were doing and building an audience, and then you kind of see with that community that you build and those people that are there for you day after day, like when the algorithm is just like, stomping you down. You're putting out the best stuff, and they're still sharing it and commenting, and they're kind of bringing it up, and it's also when we started to get recognized in public a lot, and seeing these people and tell us certain things about what they watched and how it helped them through the day, or through this tough time. And one of our really big fans, she didn't reach out for a long time, but she started watching us like right after her dad passed away. And so you got to be careful some of the things that they say, because it could really get to your head, even if it's a good thing. But seeing those deep connections, it made me want to build more of those rather than just put out content and grow a large audience.
Yeah. That brings to mind a little bit about what we call like a parasocial relationship, where you have people that watch you all the time,
Yeah.
and then they show up and like, you mean the world to me. And you're like, oh boy, you're kind of a stranger, but I that's amazing, and I'm happy that works out. How do you build boundaries for stuff like that? Like when you do, because I also am a very empathetic person, and I want that kind of relationship with people. I enjoy it, but like sometimes it can be too much. Do you have like a place where you are able to cut off?
I'm not great at that.
Yeah.
Because I love, especially in public, I love to talk to people. My family knows that I'm the extroverted one, and I can talk to anyone. Doesn't matter, and I love it. We even got recognized in the street by a street drummer, and he was a young kid there with his mom, and he wanted to take a picture, and I wanted to stand there and talk and stuff. He's like, we got to go to dinner. It's like, okay, talk to you guys later. But at the cons and stuff, when people come up and they notice you're not, we're not getting as many people to our booth as Christopher Lloyd, so they're like, they're not busy, let's go talk to them.
Yeah.
So I always ask people, what do you do? Do you have like a code word, a secret word to like get away? Do you have like a symbol? The boys just run to the bathroom and they leave me there.
I'm always left.
Nice.
So now I'm trying to like, oh, it's great to meet you, have a great con, and like try to end it as best I can.
Yeah,
but,
It's hard for me to end it.
Yeah, it
I
really
like talking
is.
to people. Like
Me too.
my boundary is, like out in public, I love meeting people. I love talking to them. My house is the boundary. That's
Sure.
Yeah.
We've had a couple
absolutely.
of people track me down, show up at my house. That's the boundary. I'm like, don't come here.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
But out in public, I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for as much time as they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't get into a position where they cultivate an audience without kind of like, wanting that a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
Mhm.
But I think the thing that I do, that my bosses do, is genuinely engage with a person, like hear them out, but you have to have a certain amount of like thoughtfulness about how to respond.
Mhm.
Like it's not I want to hear it, but I also have heard a lot of very detailed stories about dark times in people's lives that the Adventure Zone has gotten them through, and they're so grateful. And it's beautiful every time. I respect it every time. But there is an amount that you have to not absorb it.
Yeah,
you,
sure.
You got to have that mental block up there because you will get a lot of people trauma dumping, and that's fine. Like, get it out there. I'm here to listen. This is why I'm here. But you've got to, as yourself, be able to cut it off at some point because you do get a lot of it,
Mhm.
And
and
so-
it'll wake you up.
Yeah, exactly. And so you have to have a little bit of like, you're engaged, you listen, you have a conversation with people. You should always have a conversation with people, but you should also have a way for yourself to like know what your script is, essentially, to like say thank you so much for this incredible story. It means a lot to me to hear that from people, and I'm just really grateful. So thanks so much, and like find a way to start, you know,
Mhm.
signaling that it's the end of a conversation. It doesn't work with everybody, and that's okay. It's hard sometimes, and especially when you're at a con, like
Oh yeah.
so many people are so excited and so nervous, and it's so easy for people to forget. So am I, man. I'm up here, and you want to talk to me, and like this. I love doing this, and it's still very stressful and scary. And so being like, hey, no, I get it. I'm also a little nervous. Like, we're here together, and that's all right. We're just happy to be talking to each other, because the fact that you support me means a lot to me. The fact that I made this thing means a lot to you, and that just means that we're on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool way to put it for sure. I do want to ask a little bit about like different platforms, because we all kind of represent different platforms. We've got podcasting, we've got TikTok, we've got YouTube. What does it look like for those communities? Like what kind of tools do you use when you're trying to build that group? I know we've mentioned Discord a couple times. It's a great place for people to meet. But where do you kind of cultivate that group that comes back that you can engage with, that you can be a part of?
Facebook makes it pretty easy
Mhm.
as far as the platforms that I deal with, because they've got the subscriber, and so once people subscribe, which I set my subscription as low as Facebook lets me, because it seems so silly to me, but what it does is it lets them into chat rooms, it lets them into it's the Stoner Gump area.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok's a little bit harder. There's not a whole lot there, but that's why I pull people to my Discord.
Yeah.
So they can't, because I can't talk to everybody, I can't comment to everything, but when I've got a community doing it, they're helping.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, we use for TikTok, we use live. I mean,
Well, yeah, Lies is
yeah, we do that 4 times a week.
That's
People are like, why don't you do it every day for 6 hours a day? I'm like, no.
it takes a lot
Because
putting a smile
boundaries.
on. Like
Yeah.
you got to be all in it when you're on
Yeah.
live, and
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been in those lives that are on there for 6 hours, and I don't understand what they're doing at all. There's nothing like, there's no added value there. It's
Right.
just people sitting there, like, getting gifts over and over for this
Oh,
person just sitting like staring at them. I'm like, we want to add value, so we'll get on there, chat, play music, battle, do all kinds of different things. But yeah, Instagram we like to use stories and Messenger as much as I can. If somebody tags us and it's and it gets through the messenger, I'm like, I'll reshare it or try to go say hey, and then notice right away they just start text you every 5 seconds, so you're like, block, sorry about that, that was your fault. We're starting to use Patreon, shout out to Charles, because we do a lot of content that's the kids call sus, and the algorithms are so prude anymore, you can't do anything, so we're sending a lot of our uncut videos just straight to Patreon, because we were going to do an OnlyFans, but we're like, I don't know, that just doesn't seem like the right thing.
Kids involved, yeah.
Like,
They say they do more than just the stuff they're
well,
known
it
for.
started out as
Apparently.
Yeah.
OnlyFans, like carpentry and stuff, and then it just quickly transitioned.
Yeah.
I mean, podcasting is fascinating because I love podcasts because it's like the only thing that's still completely decentralized. It's literally just an RSS feed. Nobody can stop you from making it. Nobody's algorithm controls it. Like, I know a lot of people make video podcasts, which means YouTube, and so now that's less true. But audio podcasts cannot be controlled by an algorithm, period. People have to go straight there, say, I want this feed to always come to my phone, and it will always do that. And YouTube and Facebook and Amazon, like, nobody has control over that. Nobody can stop that happening. So I feel very strongly about it. but it also means we don't have a comment section. We don't have a centralized place to find our fans either. And so the best thing that, you know, I've found that we've done is, I mean, links in episode descriptions, which is buried so deep. I am in the podcast industry and I do not check episode descriptions. I know, but if I actively want to find something, that would be the first place I look. That, and then, you know, maintain a website and have links to all the places to find you. I don't do Discords and Facebook groups that I run, because I find it pretty important for the audience to also have a place to talk where I'm not there.
Mhm.
And they aren't worried about being like policed by us if they want to say like, wow, this episode of the show kind of sucks this week. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to not worry that the moderators of the group are the ones controlling, the ones making the content. I don't think that that's necessarily a universal thing. I think that is a
Mhm.
scale sometimes, but also just like it's just a personal choice. But I do know and like find and aggregate places that other people have built those things so that they can find them. And if people are willing to let me share them, I do that, and I think that that's great. But yeah, it's a win lose.
Yeah.
It's very double-edged sword podcasting, but I stand by it.
I don't disagree, but that's because I'm a podcaster as well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, descriptions are a tough game because people don't often look at them.
Yep.
But yeah, just a reminder: if anybody's got questions, I'm up here just vamping with some questions that I have. But would love for you guys, if you can think of something, you're welcome to jump up there. But we were talking a little bit about early day, or when we first got started. I think somebody mentioned that, and I was wondering about. When you got started, and did you set out to build a community, or was it more of an organic thing that kind of happened and you realized, hey, I think that people care, like I'm getting somewhere.
It definitely was not the mission to start for me. I think that everything that I make has to start from a place of I just really want this to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else that happens is a beautiful bonus. Because I think anytime you aren't making something that you're happy with and you're proud of, it shows. And that is when you aren't really, you're very likely not building community because people will smell it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
They got to see the authenticity.
Which is
Mhm.
not to say that you can't go in without wanting to build community to begin with, because sometimes that is the point. Like that, what you are making is saying people should know that other people love this, or
Yeah.
people should know. Nope, I've been fidgeting with this the whole time. I get it. People should know, or you know, I want there to be solidarity in X. Like, there's totally a reason to do that. Also,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we started out. It was just a way for me and my boys to connect on a deeper level when they were younger, because I was so worried about. I've heard that teenagers are really like annoying and hard to like connect with and things like that, but you know, figured if we started building that early, doing something like that, and then we noticed people liked it, and then it just kind of went on from there.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right, yeah, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so what I've seen in my personal experience with content creation is that sometimes you create such a vibrant community that it ends up interacting with users of and fans of other vibrant communities that get a little too passionate about their particular communities and kind of want to pick a fight with yours every once in a while, or maybe start a little drama with you that you absolutely have no intention of, you know, dealing with or promoting or anything. My question is, how do you deal when those communities kind of clash with each other?
Drama management.
Yes.
I don't do drama.
Hell yeah.
I keep everything. I want it to be a place people can come and put a smile on their face. So I don't touch on politics or religion or anything that's going to get spicy.
Yeah.
I smoke this stuff. And have
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, I will say, I think that I mean, it's hard when like some other community is coming into yours with that kind of energy. Like there's not a lot you can do about actively not your community, right?
Mhm.
But what you can do is foster what I think is one of the truest things in especially like content creation, community sort of stuff, of like recognizing that other content creators aren't your competition. People can love so many things. So when you hear about somebody else doing your thing, even if it's like the same thing, as long as you do like it, like celebrate that. Like, you know, I think that we should be happy that so many people are into so many cool and wonderful things. And so, you know, as much as you can, change the narrative on your end of like, that's so cool. I love that you've got this thing. Oh, it's so neat that you do it differently. Like, finding ways for it to not be treated like you have to be rivals for some reason. Like, who does that serve? Literally no one. It
Right.
only makes everyone else upset. So fostering the energy within your own community of like, we aren't competitors, we are not rivals, we are all just like enthusiastic people, and we're just enthusiastic about different stuff, and that's so rad.
I feel like I need to talk to you a lot more. I needed to hear that. That was good.
That
I
was
like to
very
help.
good.
that was because it's true, and I feel like what all it does when if I would interact with another community because they're coming in saying, you know, they do it better than you do, it's all it is revealing like my insecurities about us. And I think if you're stable in what you're doing and you love what you're doing, then I think you're gonna be fine. And you can just, you know, I always tell people just to you know, block if you need to. If they're
Yes.
coming in, just block them. I think a lot of people are afraid to block people
Yeah.
because they're like, well, then they can't follow me.
I'm like, clearly
It's-
don't want to.
You
It's-
don't, you
it's
don't
my
need
world
them.
I'm
You don't
making.
need them. There's so many people out there, huh?
It's your world you're making. Yeah.
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 If I see nonsense, if I see somebody in the community that's
Yep.
that's fostering that drama and stuff, well, that's one less follower.
Yeah,
They're
like-
just gone. That's not what it's about.
Delete, block, repeat, just over and over and when you
Always.
need to.
That I can definitely echo that because I've had plenty of people like I'm really personable. Like I want to stop I want to save them. Like,
Yes.
oh, they're being a troll, but I can help them. You know, I can be cool with them. We can make this work. And left people in my community way too long before I hit the block button because I felt like that's a person on the other end, and I'm gonna hurt their feelings.
But
But
they're
they're
not thinking
crushing
about
my
you
community.
as a person.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So and it was souring the community. I'm just like, I gotta do it, and you just hit the button. Don't
Yep.
be afraid to cultivate your community because that's what you allow to grow there. Like it's gonna keep growing. You could end up with like a tumor of
Well,
just troll.
and
corner.
collaborate. Talking about different
Yeah.
communities. My best and biggest growth is if you watch my content is my F Around and Find Out series. I take other content creators that have done something silly. And then I'm able to use my numbers to boost their numbers. But then also in the same regard, their viewers probably don't know me either. And so then I'm bringing those two communities together. It helps everybody.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Thank you. That is huge use. So thank you so
Okay,
much. Appreciate
great.
that.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up and asking a question. Appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
So I noticed that none of you said that you guys use Twitch at
I use
all.
Twitch.
Oh, I didn't
Right.
know.
So I'm self-plug. I'm recently building a pretty strong following on Twitch.
What's your channel? You can say it
Yeah,
out
you can
loud.
plug.
Oh, Spoon in a Cup. Literally.
All right, I'm not
Spoon in
gonna
a
forget
cup.
that.
Yeah. I'm a
Right.
metalcore Souls player. So
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
All
awesome.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we do metalcore. We take song requests. Like we play a lot of Souls games. It's great. Anyway, so I guess my question is, so I'm recently trying to branch out to different platforms, right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. For those who use Twitch algorithm is awful.
Mhm.
Discoverability is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So for someone that primarily only uses Twitch, in your guys' experience, what would you say is the best way to branch out to those other social media platforms, like to not necessarily just gain a following, because you guys are big on community, and I freaking love that because I'm trying to kind of similar on that. So what's your best advice on building those other social medias to kind of bring
That's
other people?
consistency.
Well,
But
okay.
and you can stream on everything at once. That's what I do. Like when I'm
That sounds
streaming,
hard.
I'm streaming
That
on
sounds so
Twitch, on TikTok, on YouTube, Facebook. Like
All at the same time?
yeah,
There's really good
Streamlabs.
tools for it. You would not
Super
have to worry
simple.
about
You,
there's some
you
very
push
good
the
tools for
button,
it.
and then you're all of a sudden live everywhere. And
That's
I just
literally
pull my
me
different
on a
chat
day-to-day.
boxes everywhere.
Hitting live, hoping for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, multi-stream plugins on
Okay.
OBS are really good now. Like
They're
really,
very good.
really, really good.
Oh yeah,
And-
OBS is what I.
Yeah,
I,
you
just-
can
I
even-
didn't like Streamlabs. OBS is what I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OBS. Yeah,
You can even do
yeah.
vertical and horizontal at the same
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's
I
a
set it up
vertical
one way
plugin.
for TikTok, set it up a different way for
Should
YouTube.
have been at our technical difficulties thing
Yeah,
earlier today.
maybe I
That
should have
was-
been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think one
Yeah.
thing, since you're doing, you're live streaming all this, correct? Okay.
Yeah, live stream all the time. So like,
Yeah, I
all
would
my
have like
I don't do videos. I don't do anything like that. So I'm trying to kind of branch out. And it
but
seems
you
to
have
be-
all that content that you're doing in that time.
Oh, I have it. Yeah, I mean, I stream for 10 hours a day.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
So I
I
would
stream
keep a
from
notebook.
5:30 p.m. to 4 o'clock in the morning.
I would.
Yeah.
I would keep a notebook and just mark down the moments that you remember during that,
Okay.
To
and
clip
just
it out.
make short videos out of those, and just
Yeah.
consistently, like if you only post on and syndicate it. Don't think you have to do a different one for each platform when you're doing a short, and just think about those moments, clip them, and just make sure you're being consistent. If you're gonna do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're gonna do shorts, do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week, same time, and just try that. And then if it doesn't work, try another time, and just you're gonna just have to play around with it. And then the hardest part is then, like, let's say you start building an audience on those like short form channels.
Mhm.
Just make sure you have a link tree or your Twitch link in there. Now, when you start saying link in bio and things like that, they'll suppress you. You don't want to do that.
Clay and IOBay. I go with Pig Latin.
This is my.
They know.
Wait, so if you have your link to your direct like
It's
channel-
okay having it in
It's
there.
talking
Yeah.
about it in your
Just be
videos.
careful talking
They
about
don't.
it.
So-
no place wants you sending people elsewhere.
I will say, like, having a simple designed overlay that you put onto any videos that you clip
Mhm.
together
Uh-huh.
that has it in text on helps a bit. I think also, I mean, growing those audiences is going to be one of those things where your core audience is still on Twitch. You got to do a big push while you're streaming on Twitch and tell them, we got to get these other things going so we can help build the audience, like help share. I want you guys to share these. I would love it if you would, word of mouth still works, man.
That's so
Yeah.
hard, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Asking
it's
people
hard,
that
but
stuff,
like
that's-
word of mouth is
Oh,
so
that's
much
I
so
do it
effective.
the opposite direction though, because I'm newer on Twitch. So when I go live, I say, "Hey guys, I'm also live on Twitch. Come join me."
Yeah.
And so then I get my people from TikTok and Facebook and whatnot to swing on over. And
But what you're doing sounds so interesting. As long as you have that link in your bio, they're gonna look at that because they're gonna be interested in what you're doing, and they're gonna want to see more, and they're probably gonna go over to Twitch because you're probably for now you're just gonna have that Twitch link
Mhm.
until you have more and you got that community established. Then you'll add more to your link tree. But right now, just direct it directly back to your Twitch.
And engage your community. That's what we're here talking about. Like that community
yeah.
wants to help you.
I'm all
Yes.
about community.
Yeah,
And you
let-
guys are talking about like sharing communities, kind of sharing the wealth, sharing the love. That's
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect you guys so much. for
I'm
that
just
because
curious,
that's
who's your
huge.
favorite band?
My favorite band is
Yeah.
it's a band called The Ghost Inside. They're
Okay.
from SoCal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Southern
Sounds-
California.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my favorite band.
Awesome.
Second favorite band, Under Oath. But
Oh yeah, rock and roll.
That's-
All right, man.
Hey.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I
Good luck to
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah, for
Thank you.
sure. For sure. Awesome.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is about getting out of your own way because I have the idea for a community because I'm type 1 diabetic and have been for a million years. And people are like constantly this will hunt me down and be like, me too. Here's my
Oh,
sensor.
yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You need a juice box, like all that. And my friend here is sick of me talking about this same idea for years. And so I guess really how do you really what is that?
jump
first
into it and do it.
step,
Like, are you talking about
know?
like sharing your experience and what?
Yeah,
So when were you diagnosed?
exactly. Oh gosh, kindergarten. Going
Kindergarten.
into
My
it.
son was diagnosed at 4 years old.
Yeah,
He's
it's such a
20 now.
unique experience, and I think
It's something that's worth talking about. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
You just get out there and do it. You just
Well,
gotta do
no,
it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, how do you want to share it? Because like making a community is so many different things. But like, if you want to share your own personal story, do you want to start doing live streams? Do you want to do
Yeah.
something? Do you want to start an interview show where you bring people on to talk about it? Do you want to start a history podcast about like how we figured out how
Yeah.
diabetes worked? Like, what aspects of it do you think are the most interesting that you could speak to?
and grow off that.
And grow off of that, which again I guess is just how my brain works because
Mhm.
content creation, but like that is the thing that gets a lot of people invested and helps people find it. Is there needs you don't just post on Facebook like anybody want to come to my house and talk
Right.
diabetes for a little while. Like you could, it might work. You might be
Mhm.
able to get a really good community of that. Like go to your library, see if they want to do something about it, some sort of discussion on that, bring somebody in. I'm on a library board, so I think about that a lot. But I mean, there's so many different ways. It's about whether you want it to be something that you build and share and like talk about, or if it's
Yeah.
you want to just meet like-minded people.
No, I love that.
But library is always a great resource. Everybody should support their local libraries. And also, yeah, I mean, make the piece of it that you're the most excited about, and then other people who are excited about that will find you and join you.
I love that.
Yeah.
A life with no limits. That's
Mhm.
really it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you have a great why. So you're starting with a good reason.
Yeah.
And I think you just need to write it all down and, to cure maybe the anxiety that it may cause of like how you're going to do all this, and maybe start with something small.
Yeah.
And by the way, you look great for $1 million.
Yeah.
See,
See,
look at
look,
that.
we did it.
Look at what we
We
did.
in it.
We got
There you
it.
go. You got to start
Thank
now.
you both so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. So many ideas get locked in people's brains though, and they don't come out, and it's so scary. And that's the hard
Mhm.
part to avoid. Is like it's gonna be kind of scary to do something new, but like definitely let it out of your brain in some way because the
Yes.
world needs it. If you're thinking about it that hard, you're
Someone else
supposed to
is too.
do it, and the world really needs it. That's the way I kind of look at it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm sort of asking this on my older brother's behalf. He runs a digital sci-fi fantasy magazine through Patreon. It's called Impossible Worlds. If anyone's interested, I'm not just here to proselytize though. So he's pretty good at getting the content, finding the people to write the stories and to make the artwork and to create this wonderful work of art. But the community itself through the Discord tends to be rather quiet. So I'm wondering if there's any ideas for sowing seeds of interaction, making it a good environment for people to want to just come and hang out and exist in that environment. Like if the contents are there, the content's great, but some ways to sort of amplify, enhance that, enhance the community, create more opportunities for interaction from people. So it's not just the same two people occasionally posting a meme.
Right. So on mine, your channels. Everybody has pets. Get that out there. Let
Yeah.
people start talking. We do a movie night where which I don't know how legal that is, but we stream a movie. Get events together for your people, so there's a reason for them to get to know each other. And then once people start to get to know each other, they're going to take care of the rest of it.
Is there any way for the audience to get involved in the magazine at all? Like as
Submissions.
submission?
Um,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yes, there's submissions.
Okay.
But it's quarterly, and every once in a while, they've had a couple of voting segments. At one point, they had this a selection of short stories that had not been selected for a particular issue, but for which of these unused ideas would make a great cover for the next issue, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Right.
cool bots too that can be useful. Like
Oh, for
you've got
Discord?
yeah, you've got a ton of writers. I'm guessing there's some writers that might be interested. We had for the longest time, I think some people still use it, a sprint bot, like a writing sprint bot that kind of turns your writing into a game. So it like sets off a timer for 20 minutes. You can join, type in how many words you have, and then how many words you end with, and then get rewarded. And that's kind of fun because it's a tool they can use with or without anybody else there, but they can stay engaged, and maybe that's the only place they know of using the tool, which is really handy. And I have just a thing in my Discord where I pop in every single morning and say morning dorks. And that has caught fire. Like Vito back here, he joined in, he says morning dorks, and we all kind of start the flow in the morning. Many of us are sitting at IT computer jobs, so we have it gear up anyway. But it makes that kind of, it stirs the pot a little bit in the morning, just like good morning, and ask a question, and then people feel engaged. Communities are scary to join. I've joined big scale ones before and sat quietly and tried to figure out where to get in. But when it's small, you can kind of do that kind of thing. And also seeing some people consistently say morning dorks has become kind of a thing. So everybody can join in and not feel like they're doing something weird or asking a weird question. It just starts that way.
I've been a lurker in every community I've ever been in. And the things that have gotten me to participate are prompts, photo contest or, sharing fan art or something like that. Even just like a morning dorks, there'd be a part of me that's like, I know that this is a thing, so I know if I have the motivation to do it today, I can be part of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's prompting people with different fun things to do or to associate with the community overall.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for asking your question. Appreciate that.
Hey, like I said, my question's gonna probably be like short and simple.
We're content creators. We'll make it
Yeah.
long. And
Yeah,
complicated.
did you hear us? How long we've been on about it?
I was more gonna say ask because I want to be like I'm not as interested in making my own content. I'm more interested on the editing side of things.
Oh, good.
I've fell in love with the editing process. Like I love doing it. It's something that is just so cool to me. I guess it's easy to do. I wouldn't say I'm like best at it or anything. I'm not like the best of the best, or even I wouldn't even dare say I'm call myself good, probably. But I guess I want to eventually find like a good editing job for a content creator, and it's kind of weird because I don't like make. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic. I don't like making my own content. It's just nothing really interesting that I think because that I could. I don't want to say do that could get my name out there, but it's just I'm not interested in making my own content. I'd rather just edit for someone else, and I guess I'm having trouble like finding someone to edit for. I guess.
Yeah. You're a
We'd love to.
unicorn.
I was gonna say we'd love to try you out.
Yeah, it's like, what
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
editing do you do?
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
do-
like video, audio. What do you? What?
I'm more on the. I like more the video editing. That's what I'm more familiar with.
Sure.
I went to a film school for a while, for like a 10-month course. And I recently graduated from there, and so they got me in like through the door with editing, and they did a little bit of audio. They didn't really focus on much as the audio as they did the video editing, but they still did focus on both.
Yeah, I mean, if I was you, I would learn the audio part of it. Just doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah.
But simple things that most of the editors that I've hired, they don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And I have to end up doing it myself. So I end up basically having to finish the project on my own when the editor should have done it.
I understand.
But you sound like the perfect candidate for an editor because you don't want to make your own content, but
Right.
you want to make other people's content good.
Correct.
So I think just continue to make projects for yourself.
Yeah.
Find ways that you can edit things, and I'm serious. I would love to give you a tryout, and we'll
Can I give you like my contact or something?
of course, and we'll pay you for a video and see if you can do it. See if you can kind of mimic what I've done because
Okay.
I'm super particular.
What kind of content do you make?
We do comedy.
Comedy. Okay.
So that's another thing is like, do you need it to be scripted, or can you actually edit?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's some people that they can edit based on a script, but they
It's-
won't think about it like I am comedically and get rid of things that aren't needed to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's so it's almost like as if it's as if lost my train of thought here. Sorry.
Well,
You're good.
I mean, let me give you another angle, which is basically that you guys need to talk, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the best thing to do is find the type of content that you would enjoy doing editing for,
Yeah.
and make like fan edit cuts and
Yeah.
put them
Yeah.
out and tag them and be like, here's the thing, show like practice with the kind of content you want to be editing specifically. And if there's a show or if there's something like that that you want particularly to be a part of, put that stuff out. I've hired so many animators specifically because they were already making animatics of our stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, can I pay you for one of these? Because I love this.
Mhm.
And so if that stuff exists out there, it also helps you get
It's your
found.
portfolio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's your portfolio. You
Demo
build-
reel. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. That was all I had. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. It reminded me of those Dire Straits cuts, where they take the video and they're like, Dire Straits can work with any movie ever.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Star Wars. It's perfect. That kind of stuff is just already out there and it's super fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you for your question.
So like him, I'm also behind the stage editing.
Nice.
The project started, I was just going to work on audio, and now I've become more of a manager producer for the project that's still in pre-production. So my question is less so about the cultivation, but the management of a community. Like, what are good resources, tools, ways to manage, help the talent engage, help the talent be the face, while you can handle more of the processes in the background, allowing them to do what they're doing best.
Yeah.
Just keep
talking
Yeah.
about all these people helping, and I feel like I'm missing out.
I mean,
I'm with you.
What's
I
a
don't-
helper? How's that work?
I do it all.
That's
Definition.
I was gonna say
Life,
coffee, ADHD, marijuana. Like I have a whole set of things that I need to do it.
I mean, I can speak to that quite a lot because in reality, the community management I do for my little podcast that has like 1,000 downloads an episode is one thing, which don't get me wrong, is great. Is not the sort of thing where there's a whole team. The McElroys, we have 8 podcasts that come out every week. It's a lot. And the type of tools you need depend on what you're trying to do, right? I mean, as far as community management goes, I think you need to have a dedicated person more than anything else. It's less of a tool and more of a person because so much of social media is constantly changing. It's so vibes based. Algorithms don't do you any favors, and more often than not, it once you're in the place where like overseeing it is this much work, it needs to be some things like someone's primary focus because you want the content creator to be able to focus on making the content and making that good. And that doesn't mean that they're not involved in the community, but if somebody is monitoring, hashtag, nobody uses hashtags after Twitter died, and I'm so mad about it
it's
because it was
so
such a
disappointing.
useful tool.
Mhm.
But monitoring stuff like that to see like what are people getting excited about, so that you guys can then say, we notice that people are getting really excited about this, so let's try doing that. And being involved in it, I think is a really big piece of it. When I started working for the McElroys, I was the first person they hired. And within 2 months, I was like, so we need a social media manager now because I'm running the business. I'm running all this other stuff and like overseeing content production. We need somebody to do social media now. I think if you're in a position of like hiring and handling that sort of thing, frankly, they should have done that before they hired me, but they didn't. So that's where we're at.
I guess what basic skills like would someone need to learn to maybe get the project off the ground to the
Yeah.
point where we can hire someone for that?
Mhm.
I mean, it's mostly like critical thinking, if I'm being totally honest. It is analysis of like, I mean, time and focus to check where the community exists. If you've got a Discord, it's doing a bunch of Googling and research on moderation tools and how Discords set up their rules for different things. Talking to other people who do community management in like that kind of specific position to find out like how does like what kind of rules do you have for your Discord, and what bots do you have to send specific messages or do these sorts of things, so that you can, I mean, again, we're not competing, like so that you can be inspired by what other people are doing and do that. I think it's time almost more than anything else to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I rambled a lot.
No,
there.
it's loads of research around this stuff. There's so much info out there. Like we live in an incredible time, and it's overwhelming. So I can see how you get lost in the weeds sometimes. But I'm not sure, but there's probably a subreddit for /r/community managers,
Probably.
and you can probably find resources there and ask questions. But yeah, everybody's willing to help in any way
Yeah.
we can, if we have the experience, that can tell you something useful. But yeah, like her, when our community has something going on, like it's generally somebody, like a human being, kind of going in there and okay, this rule, a good rule set baseline is probably your best starting point. Like when you're just trying to build, like you can send people into a Discord and they automatically get dropped into a rules channel, and they have to agree to those rules to
Yep.
go any further. There are tools where you can actually have them locked into a room for X amount of days or messages or a time limit, so you can kind of avoid, the troll stuff. Like you can only talk in general until you've been here for a minute. That's like a real big kind of gatekeeping situation. But if your community scales super huge and you need that.
Yeah.
But a really solid rule base, and you can Google those and find here's top 10 rules that we use, and people copy that template and throw it everywhere. And
Yep.
Just modify it to what you need. And that helps a little bit.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, I've seen you before.
Yeah,
No, you
kinda
can ask
spoilers.
more than one question. You just, yeah.
Thanks.
You can get back in line again if you want.
Well, actually, some of that talk brought up some more questions in my
sure.
head. So, me personally, I've always done TikTok because it's just so easy to just throw up a video and, then focus on the community itself. The editing is a lot quicker, and getting community moderators for lives, you just like boom, you're a moderator, boom, you just keep on going. Me personally, though, I'm getting into a space where I kind of want to expand to more platforms. And what's really bothering me is the idea that I'm going to have to put more effort into it.
The work.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, the work, right?
Yeah.
But you see, before I had a full-time job, I no longer have that. So I have more time to really dedicate to it. But what is to y'all in your experience, the best number of, like, say, percentage-wise, how much do you dedicate to the content creation as opposed to the community interaction? Because you're not a limitless resource, and which one weighs more than the other?
So that's a hard one. Like I try to be active within my communities. For the longest time, I kept my inbox at 0. I spent, some time every day making sure I got it there. Well, now I get 1,000+ messages a day. Like I can't, like, eventually I was just like, well, like I don't see these anymore. This is just what it is, which is so aggravating because I'm at Dragon Con because one day I started scrolling through my messages and there was Charles. And oh, well, sure, let's do that. And so I'm sure I've got some gems hidden.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. That's a hard one. As far as expanding, just start expanding. You put the same video everywhere.
Right.
If you want to make some extra stuff for over here, do that. But put it on every platform. There's no reason not to. But I don't know. I mean, you guys are probably better at this.
I mean, definitely we do almost everything all ourselves too. I mean, there's sometimes I'll hire some editors, and I'd love to talk to that person who was up here before just to, give them some opportunities. But I would say that I have to put more time into the idea generation and content creation because we make comedy, and that's really hard. And people think it's easy, and I don't like the people that think that.
Being
'cause
able
like,
to
I'm
be
like,
funny every day takes
yeah,
work. Like
it's very tough, and it's very subjective too. So it's
When you're
idea
tired, you're not
generation.
funny, like when
Yeah.
you're-
Yeah, and sometimes when you're tired, you are really funny.
But
so
it's not.
it's not all the
sustainable.
time.
Yeah.
Funny on purpose versus funny in,
Yeah.
in spontaneity
Yes,
is very
yes.
different.
And we do a lot of improv. So there's things we do called couch stuff where it's all when we sit on the couch and create content together. Sometimes it'll go on for a long time because the mood just is there. But yeah, but being part of the community and interacting with those people is very important to me. And now that the boys are a little bit older, we've kind of delegated the different social channels to, everyone in the house has a channel that they answer comments, make sure, messages and things like that are taken care of. And because they're, since they were little, we've been teaching about the comment section, like what to
Right.
do and what not to do, because that's just important anyways for life anymore.
Yeah.
Just got to be careful. So
having those helpers, yeah. My wife does a lot more of the interacting on my channels than I do because I'm busy, I'm making the content, I'm doing the things, and so then she jumps in to help me out. Without her, there wouldn't be near as much of it.
I just don't think there's a universal answer.
Yeah.
Because you will know when your content is suffering because you're spending too much time on the other stuff. And I think in the end, you should, as much as building community is great and important, if you, the hope is that it's a little bit self-sustaining at a certain point.
Right.
Mhm.
And so if you focus on making your content what you want it to be, that is community management work in and of itself, because it is building the thing that you want your community to be around and about. And so I think it's a sliding scale, and the thing to just keep an eye on is if you're still happy with the content you're making.
Sounds right. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. I'll never forget the first time I went on a vacation and didn't do anything on Discord and came back to a gaming group created
Yeah,
and friends talking to each other when I was not there.
yeah.
It blew my mind. Like people just getting together. I don't like Minecraft. Oh, let's do Minecraft. Or playing the Viking game. Was it Valheim? Valheim.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a whole Valheim thing, and I'm like, what happened? I wasn't even here to supervise. I didn't have to be. It's self-sustaining thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey everybody. So Morning Dorks, amazing. I think it's great. And I also love it in the afternoon. Your Hawaiian friend pops up and says Morning Dorks.
Yeah.
And then it
Yes.
restarts the whole process after lunch.
It
It's a
does.
great way to
Beautiful.
get the content going.
It's fun.
So I edit for other clients. I also have a partnership with some friends who do a podcast, and we have a community as well. Our Discord community is mostly based on collegiate athletics, so there's a lot of butting heads that happens.
Oh yeah.
We try to get more people on, and what ends up happening is we get a lot of trolls. That we have Carlbot, who can do so much, that little turtle, but not a lot when it comes to like someone's just trying to be a troll.
Just bait.
What is the best way to navigate? Because we'll have to close invitations at that point, because it's clearly going around a chat that, hey, we're going to go infiltrate this Discord, which is just very strange to me.
Yeah.
Is there a way, from a community standpoint, even just not even just Discord, but like how you can assert and say, hey, we're all here to have a good time, but also not close out everything else to just keep what's consistently there? I'll hang up and listen.
I mean, I make an example of, because it doesn't happen often. Like I posted a video the other night. I had some of the actors from Baldur's Gate. They all did their voice lines for me. And so I posted that, and somebody had commented that she had a lot of hours in Baldur's Gate, right? And so then this guy got on there and just started going off on how ridiculous it was that she had spent this much amount of her time and, wasting her life and just going on and on. And then it started getting really hateful after that. And I didn't see it for like an hour. So by the time I did see it, it was like this massive thing. But so then I made an example of that. This is not what we do here. This person is gone now. We said goodbye to them.
Mhm.
And that way, hopefully it deters the next one from happening again.
That's good.
I mean, in the end, that's your space. You're the mayor. It's your community, but you're the mayor. You got to
Mhm.
pick, what stays.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to plan for people who are here to wreck house, and that's
Yeah.
the point, right? Like that's just
Chaos.
it's right. Yeah, I wanted to curse, but I held back, and so I'm really proud of myself. And I'm still kind of reeling from it.
The
to be
digital
honest.
media track before 10 p.m. thanks you.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, there isn't. I hate how many times I've been like, "There's no one right answer," because it's hard to say. Like, I think
true.
you're handling it pretty well by having to just be like, "All right, the open invitation link is gone for now." While this wave of people who are in a subreddit about trolling random discords, I bet it exists, and I bet this is how some of this happens.
Mhm.
Like, forget about us, because they will. And it stinks, but I think if you if you are open with your community, like, I'm sorry that this happened, we got rid of them, we took some precautions. As long as you're quick in your action, I feel like that's at least it stinks that it happens, but it's also like you have no idea how weird the internet's going to get next week. Like,
Mhm.
someone could have an even worse idea, and someone on Twitter will ask the wrongest question of Grok, and somehow your thing gets associated, and there you
Yeah.
go, man. Like, don't blame yourself, I guess, is part of it. Like, it's clearly not about you.
Yeah.
I'm. Oh,
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if this helps at all, but sometimes in TikTok streams, you just get a wave of people that come in, probably just like in Discord, and they're trying to just disrupt. I have to, for me, I don't engage at all. Well, most of the time I do. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then the wave gets bigger and bigger because they know that they've got me
Yep.
in their
Mhm.
sights.
They got the reaction they wanted.
Exactly. So what I have to do is, if I see that happen, like the other night, like there was like 100 people that came in at the same time saying something about Thanos, something about the stones of Thanos, and I was like whispering to Jackson, "Is this like a meme I don't know about or
Yeah.
something?"
Hello,
and
young
so
ch-
I
tell me
just-
the ways of your teenagers.
So I just texted our mod and said, "This is happening. Take care of it privately," and just let them take care of it. And then it usually quiets down, because once they figure out they don't have an audience, they shut up pretty quickly.
That is really the key.
They get bored really fast.
They
yeah.
do.
Yeah, so switching out like a QR code every once in a while, because I know Discord you can expire them. Like this
Mhm.
lasts for 10 days, this lasts for 30 days, whatever it might be a helpful deterrent. It's not going to always work. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm sure there's automations that you can put in place for, like, Twitch has that panic mode, or there is a set of rules you can use to panic mode something. Like I have a button on my Stream Deck that's like, hit the button and it'll go roll an ad, subscriber only on, like it does all this stuff until I go unpanic, and then
Oh.
it'll take it off. Discord may have something similar.
That's brilliant. Carl, you're able to like stop various auto mods certain things. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you post a photo 10 times, you post all this.
Yeah.
But it's never like some guys coming in and raising heck. It's like,
Yeah.
well, the robot, the bot doesn't know that. So
Yeah.
that's actually, thanks for the advice. I didn't even think how simple that was, just to change out the QR code every week,
Yeah.
because then it'll change without us waiting for it to be a problem.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
I
So if
pre-
they're selling, or they're showing it on some spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how trolls work. I'm not a troll.
All of us are like, we have jobs. What the heck?
yeah. It's like I got more
Yeah, I'm
stuff
at
to do.
work. I can't moderate this stupid thing. Anyway, thank you so much. Those are all amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing answers. Thanks.
No, that was perfect, and thank you to all the people who had questions for the show. This has been absolutely phenomenal. But one thing I would like to do, we've got like 5 minutes left, and I think it'd be kind of fun, is if you guys have any stories about things, awesome stuff your community's done, like either on your behalf or just as a group, that has kind of surprised you. That might be, if you've got anything like that, I'd love to hear kind of what makes your community so special in by like some of the actions that may have taken that either meant something to you or to each other or to the people around.
So I've got a positive and a negative. So I didn't realize what kind of power you wield when you've got the millions of followers. And so this is the bad one. But I had a company that I was working with making my products, and they stopped paying me over a year ago. And I finally got tired of fighting with it. And I told them, look, guys, take my name off my products, or I'm gonna tell people. And they wouldn't do it. And so I told people, and within like an hour, their website was down. Their Google listing went from 4.8 stars to 1.2 stars. Like it was. And I was like, oh, be careful with that.
yeah, yes.
You're beloved.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
They got on them. But so the power goes both ways though too. Like when you build up that community, like we did the Lasagna Love cooking competition 2 years ago or last year, and so we raised over $17,000 to feed families in need. It was just my followers,
Yeah.
getting the money going, and that's awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the best ones for me have all been kind of charitable things like that too, where listeners of some of the McElroy content started going to the local newspaper for the town where the McElroys grew up and buying up the like wish list items for families in need. And they just still do it every year. We have nothing to do with it. They don't even tell us about it anymore. It just happens.
Yeah.
We don't. It's beautiful and it's really sweet. Just that they care enough about this silly joke podcast that we make that they help people who have kids who like aren't gonna get holiday presents otherwise. Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing. I'm getting sad thinking about it.
Yeah, one of the things that stunned me about my community, every year we do a Toys for Tots charity drive at Christmas, and we do this event called Squats for Tots, where me and my co-host will squat for every $5 we get. And I've done almost 300 squats each year because I determined that people love to hurt you more than they love to help you, but they love to hurt you in the name of helping others most. So that has been incredibly beneficial. But like that kind of stuff, and our community rallies around each other. We had somebody who couldn't have Thanksgiving one year, and they were like, "We're struggling," and we door dashed them a whole meal from Boston Market. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that was just one person that we were just like, "Hey, that guy needs help. Let's do it." And it's cool that they make those decisions, and like the runners of the community, we were just like, "Hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that." But it's great.
It's cool to see the people becoming friends with each other and developing these really cool relationships to the point where we had someone come out to a con in Indiana to meet us, and then they bought merch for a fan because she couldn't come to the con or afford merch, and they shipped it to her and stuff like that. That was pretty awesome. Like, I mean, it's just really cool to see. And then it's also cool to see the crossover because the boys have their own channels now with it, and to see those people go over there and support them. And Jackson has his reptiles doing paintings now, and he's on Etsy, and you see the people from our community going over supporting and buying paintings and things like that. So it's really awesome. But I kind of want to get into some of this philanthropy stuff because it sounds really amazing.
It feels real good, man.
It's cool. That's awesome.
It's pretty great. But yeah, thank you again for everybody coming and joining the panel and being a part of it. This has been great. Let's hear it for our panelists who spent their time to help us out. Yeah, and I just want to give an opportunity for everybody to tell where they're from. You can find me at StephenAdams.com. I do a couple podcasts. One just launched. We just launched our teaser for 24 FPS presents season 2, The Good, the Bad, the Bond, where we review one bad James Bond movie, one good James Bond movie per actor and talk about it. And it's a blast. So we've been having a lot of fun talking about that at the con. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, the best place is uploadsofun.com/stuff. That'll get you all the links you need to find all the weird and crazy stuff that we do.
I'm Stoner Down.
All right.
You just search it.
Yeah, I'm Amanda the Herder on all social platforms because my job is herding cats, and so that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. And thank you to everyone who asked questions. We appreciate it. Rate the app 5 stars if you had fun, or rate this panel 5
Join the
stars
charity.
in the app
All right,
and give
so-
to the charity.
Are you guys okay?